And I'm gonna have to cut the grass today. This sucks. Okay. What's happening, fam? L.A.R movement still moving. Book entitled Lessons from a Non-Custodial Father. Amazon Kindle Create Space. Shit. Uh, um, why men don't want to be classic men? Why some men don't want to be classic men? Let me tell you. To be a classic man, you might have to go through a lot to get there, and some men don't want to go through all the trials and tribulations that it takes to get to being a classic man. Some men don't want to better themselves because it's really about betterment. But there are some other reasons that men don't want to be classic men. It's because some men see how classic men are treated and they don't want to get treated like that. Because the appreciation for classic men is not really there. Like, brothers know this all too well. Some of the greatest men that we know, people only care about them really when they're dead. And everybody gets people's love, affection, and attention. But being a classic man, you might not get the accolades that go with being a fuckboy. Like, that sounds weird, but that's pretty much how things work. And people love for you to come save the day, but they don't necessarily uh, celebrate your existence. And this plays out with first it plays out with children, because everybody might like dad when dad takes you places or does things for you, and pays for your camp, or pays for your instruments for your recital, or pays for your experiences, like takes you go karting, and takes you to the arcade when you like it, takes you laser tag, takes you bowling, takes you indoor skydiving and stuff, and y'all create all these fun memories. But when dad's teaching you the lessons of life, you hate his guts. And then when Father's Day comes around, I don't know you. Or when dad's trying to talk to you about some real stuff, I ain't gotta listen to you. Like, hey, watch that before you get your ass knocked out. But when you become an adult and then you have kids, and then you like, oh man, now I see what dad was talking about. Dad was such a great dad, but you still so accustomed to not calling, not coming by, that you still have a certain level of disdain and disrespect for dad, even though dad's the one who still might be hooking you up as an adult. But when dad's dead, my daddy was such a great man. Daddy, I miss you, daddy. When's the last time you went to your daddy's gravesite? It's been about 30 years. It's been about 30 years. I ain't never really went by there, but when's the last time you went to Mama's? I go to Mama's every week. So even in death, you just ain't gonna get it, right? Same thing when it comes to, and that goes like, you could be somebody's uncle, godfather, big brother, big cousin. You're not gonna necessarily get classic men's love and efforts aren't they're accepted well, but not reciprocated at all. That you know being a classic man is literally a thankless job. People say mothers are a thankless job, but I mean some are, but I think men get the shorter end of the stick on that one. Um, Same thing with relationships. Some men don't want to be classic men because you know people make fun of classic men. People make fun of men in general for just being men. He's a buster. Like here's the thing. I'm gonna just go use this extreme reference about people that even say simping, right? There are people who say guys are simps for doing certain things, but you leave out the demographic of guys who tell women to seek out simps to get stuff from these simps so they can get stuff from those women. So you literally there's literally men living off of the backs and work of simps right now, calling men simps. But guess what? They can't eat tonight unless somebody ain't simping. They can't eat on their own. They need somebody to simp to a chick that they know to get something to eat tonight. Which is part of the reason why some men don't want to be classic men, because those type of men are like, man, they ain't gonna play me like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to dinner tonight cause of him. Some of y'all riding in riding with chicks in their cars. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, we riding his whip, having a good old time with his punk ass. Dude, you in the passenger side of another guy's car, spending his money with which he thought was his girl. You think that makes you a man? Nah, okay. I'm a pimp. No, actually, you a bitch's bitch. But hey, just my thoughts. The other thing about, some men don't want to be classic men because it's not as easy as people. It's a very arduous, tedious job where you gotta constantly stay on point, and it's a position of long term thinking, long term action, long term ideals, and you gotta, you actually have to actually have to take on a lot of things, but you also have to let go of a lot because you have a goal to accomplish. You can't fight every battle exactly when it happens because some things get into the way of the bigger picture. So some classic men are looked at as punks because, yeah, he ain't going to that event because nah, he's not just gonna subject himself to being in a situation that might cause him to get jammed up. For what? You know, he's not gonna be around certain people at certain times because it's not good. It's not conducive to being productive. He's not as fun as other people because he has to put in some work while you on over there trying to kick it. He can't. He might not be able to go to happy hour and club night and go to the Dominican Republic and take this trip and that trip because guess what? He's building a life. Now, when he's done building that life, he can do all of those things. But it's not a life for people who like to live in the moment. Classic man life is a what do you call that? Delayed gratification type of life. And when you're hanging around people who are constantly living for the moment, they can't do that, and they look down on you for doing that. So they don't want to be around that type of guy, and they don't want to be that type of guy because they feel like the moment will never come if they delay it. So it's another reason why some men don't want to be classic men. And and one other thing is some men just don't want to evolve, just flat out. Some men don't want to get better. Some men are comfortable where they are, and that's where they're gonna stay. They feel like they're winning at this particular thing, and they're never gonna switch it up. And for some that work, but the only thing constant in life is change. So if you don't change, you will get left behind at some point. We all die. We will get left behind at some point. So it is what it is. Like when you don't want to change, life will make you obsolete. When you're alive, life will make you obsolete. That's why you see a lot of older cats who are still stuck in the past. They're stuck in a old way of thinking, an old mentality, an old dress code. Some guys still wearing Old Spice and Amaris and Lagerfeld, and you know what I'm saying. That was my. Some cats might be out here still rocking, FUBU from back in the day, because that's when the chicks was feeling them, or they swagger from whenever they felt like they was popping the most. And because they never evolved out of that, or they never added any new wrinkles to their game, they're stagnant. And they didn't want to move forward. not just physically, not just superficially, but mentally is the one that's the killer. Like some people have the same mentality and it doesn't help them. You never expand your horizons like that, and because you never expanded your horizons, you never grew, and but you never wanted to. And then when you see other people who you thought were beneath you above you, it makes you feel some type of way. But you never wanted to grow like they did. So, this is why some guys don't want to be classic men. They just, they stuck in their swag. So I'm out, man. We out.